Welcome to the Digital Revolution with Jim Kunkel. I appreciate you joining this live chat session here on LinkedIn Audio. Over the last few months of the Digital Revolution with Jim Kunkel podcast, I've been highly satisfied with the reception of the audio podcast content and its topics. If you're not following or a subscriber of the podcast, please, after this live chat session ends, search the Digital Revolution with Jim Kunkel on your favorite podcast provider and set your follow or subscribe to the podcast. You'll find the podcast on providers like Apple Podcast, Spotify, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. Before I set up today's topic, I'd like to cover how you can participate in this live session. It's real easy. All you have to do is use the raise your hand icon in the chat menu. Also, please feel free to hit any emoji to let me know how you're feeling about this live chat. I am recording this session audio to rebroadcast this chat on the Digital Revolution channel on YouTube and release it as bonus audio on the audio podcast. Our topic is AI ethics and bias. Okay, as artificial intelligence continues to shape our world, it's essential to address the ethical impact and potential biases inherent in AI systems. From algorithmic decision-making to data collection, I'll explore in this chat what AI experts point out as challenges, best practices, and ongoing efforts to create fair, transparent, and accountable AI. Let's get into the topic. So what does it mean, ethics in artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence ethics refers to the set of guiding principles that stakeholders, from engineers to government officials or whoever, when they use to ensure that artificial intelligence technology is developed and used responsibly. It involves taking a safe, secure, humane, and environmentally friendly approach to AI. In essence, AI ethics seeks to optimize AI's beneficial impact while minimizing risk and adverse outcomes. As AI continues to shape our world, addressing ethical concerns becomes crucial to create fair, transparent, and accountable systems. Now that I've laid a base foundation on AI ethics, let me do the same related to bias in relation to AI. Bias in artificial intelligence refers to the occurrence of biased results due to human biases that skew the original training data or AI algorithms. Machine learning is how AI learns. Training data typically comes from a wide collection of data from the internet. When bias exists, it can lead to distorted outputs and potentially harmful outcomes. These biases can manifest in various ways, such as racial, gender, or age bias, and they can impact on how AI systems make decisions. While computational and statistical sources of bias are crucial to address, it's equally important to consider the broader societal context in which AI systems operate. Context matters, and understanding bias requires a social, technical approach that goes beyond algorithms and data to encompass societal influences. So, what are the consequences of bias in relation to AI? Bias in artificial intelligence has a far-reaching consequence, impacting both individuals, businesses, and organizations. Let's talk about some of these consequences. First is reduced accuracy. Bias reduces AI's accuracy, compromising its potential. When AI systems produce distorted results due to bias, businesses are less likely to benefit from their deployment of artificial intelligence resources and systems. Second, harm to humans. AI decisions affect people's lives. Biased AI can unintentionally use discriminatory practices, harming marginalized groups. For instance, Bias hiring algorithms may reinforce existing inequities. Third, reputation damage. Scandals resulting from AI bias can erode trust. Businesses and organizations risk reputational damage if their AI systems exhibit or deliver biased decisions. Last and impactful is mistrust. Bias fosters mistrust among people of color, women, people with disabilities, and other marginalized groups. Trustworthy AI requires addressing bias comprehensively. So, mitigating AI bias is essential for fairness, accuracy, and societal trust in AI resources and systems. Well, how can businesses and organizations looking to incorporate AI into their operations address and mitigate ethical issues from AI? When incorporating AI into their operations, businesses and organizations must proactively address and mitigate ethical issues. Here are recommended practical steps that can be taken. First, identify existing infrastructure. Leveraging existing industry available infrastructure that supports data and AI ethics programs. This ensures alignment with business and organizational processes and resources. Second, create an ethical risk framework. Tailor a data and AI ethical risk framework to your specific industry. Always focus on factors like fairness, transparency, corrective actions, and importantly, accountability. This is an important real world and proven recommendation. Learn from healthcare. Take clues from successful ethical practices in healthcare. Prioritize customer and prospects' well-being, informed consent, and data plus identity privacy. Apply these principles that are used in healthcare to AI systems. Also, establish guidelines for managers. Optimize guidance and tools for managers. Equip them with ethical considerations during AI integration and implementation. And always build organizational awareness. You want to foster awareness across the organization, educate employees about AI ethics, and emphasize responsible use and potential liabilities and risk. Consider incentivizing employee participation. Formally and informally incentivize employees to identify external and or internal AI ethical liabilities and potential risk. Encourage a culture of speaking out and professional responsibility. Last and extremely important is to monitor impacts and engage stakeholders. You want to continuously monitor AI impacts and also engage with your stakeholders to ensure that the alignment for them and for your company or organization is with ethical goals. Now, take this away. AI ethics isn't just a theoretical concern. It's a critical business necessity. By following the industry experts' recommendations that I just covered, companies can navigate the complexities of AI while maintaining trust and accountability. How can businesses and organizations address bias in AI training data? Addressing biases in AI training data is crucial for creating fair and reliable AI resources and systems. Here are AI industry recommended practical steps businesses and organizations can take. Establish diverse and representative data. You want to ensure that the training data is diverse and representative of the population. Collect, use, and publish data lawfully while considering intellectual property rights and privacy. Regular evaluation. Evaluate AI outputs regularly to minimize biases and inaccuracies. Ongoing monitoring helps identify and rectify bias through the development process. And raise awareness, educate stakeholders about AI ethics and the importance of addressing bias. Awareness fosters a culture of responsible AI use. Remember, transparent and unbiased training data is the foundation for ethical AI. Many companies creating AI via machine learning do not have a mass of data of their own to properly train artificial intelligence. So the majority of machine learning is processed with third-party data. So how can businesses and organizations handle bias when using third-party data? When businesses and organizations incorporate third-party data into their operations, addressing bias becomes crucial. Here are some practical steps to handle bias when using external data sources. First is a robust data governance. Implement robust data governance practices, including data validation, cleansing, and enrichment. Poor data quality can lead to erroneous risk assessments, while biased data perpetrates unfair treatments of suppliers or even third parties. Second, have diverse and representative data sets. Invest in diverse and representative data sets and ensure that the third-party data reflects a wide range of perspectives and, importantly, demographics. Third, establish fairness-aware machine learning. Use fairness-aware machine learning techniques. These methods help mitigate bias during model training and decision-making. Next is transparency and accountability. Ensure transparency in your decision-making process. Document how third-party data is used and how biases are addressed. As always, it's important to have a continuous monitoring and auditing. Regularly monitor and audit third-party data to verify its accuracy and completeness. Bias can emerge over time, so ongoing vigilance is essential. By following these steps, businesses and organizations can harness the value of external data while minimizing bias and ensuring ethical practices. I think it's important for me to also cover some real-world examples of companies successfully managing third-party data biases. Real-world examples always shed light on how companies address third-party data biases, especially in AI. And here are a few notable examples. Amazon's gender bias HR model. Amazon faced criticism when its AI-driven hiring tool exhibited gender bias. The model favored male candidates over female applicants, reflecting historical biases in the training data. Google, racially based hate speech detector. When the speech detection system showed racial bias, it also misclassified certain content. And this highlighted the need for rigorous bias detection and mitigation. Latanya Sweeney's research. Harvard researcher Latanya Sweeney found that online search requests return different results based on names associated with race. Now, let me expand on what I just said. Here's examples of AI bias based on names that are commonly associated with race. Language models and pricing. A study found that large language models, or LLMs, as they're known, they treat queries differently based on first and last names, suggestive of race or gender. For example, asking an LLM about the price of a used bicycle being sold by someone named Jamal yields statistically a lower dollar amount compared to the same request using a seller's name like Logan, which is widely seen as belonging to a Caucasian male. Facial recognition algorithms. Training data for facial recognition algorithms that overrepresent Caucasian people can lead to errors when recognizing people of color. Biased data can perpetrate racial disparities in AI applications and intelligent tools. Hiring study with GPT. OpenAI's GPT 3.5 exhibited bias against African American names in a hiring study. Resumes with distinct Black American names were less likely to be ranked as top candidates for certain roles. Next, I'd like to talk about the COMPASS algorithm. The COMPASS algorithm, which is used in the United States court systems to predict reoffending probabilities. COMPASS faced scrutiny for bias as it demonstrated and delivered racial disparities in its predictions. These are a few examples underscoring the importance of vigilant monitoring, transparency, and ongoing efforts to combat bias in AI systems. Now, take away from what I just covered during this live chat regarding ethics and bias in AI. Bias in AI, algorithms can inadvertently perpetrate discrimination or inaccurate decision making due to biased assumptions during development or prejudice in training data. Understanding the factors contributing to bias is essential for effective mitigation. Complexity of AI. AI isn't inherently good or bad. It's a complex tool. Acknowledging this complexity helps us navigate its impact more effectively. Maximizing benefits. World leaders are actively exploring how to maximize AI's benefits while minimizing harms. Psychologists play a crucial role in these discussions, giving their expertise in cognitive bias and cultural inclusion. Ethical considerations. Designers can combat bias by using diverse training data, implementing bias detection processes, creating transparent algorithms, and adhering to ethical standards that prioritize fairness. Well, thank you for joining in on this live chat on AI ethics and bias. I hope you found this chat informative and engaging. And stay tuned for more exciting discussions on the latest trends and developments from the digital revolution with Jim Kunkel. This concludes the live chat portion of this session. Have a great evening, afternoon, or morning, no matter where you're listening from.